Hello, everybody. This is Maniac for Bricks. I'm sorry I haven't done Fridays with Maniac for Bricks in a while, and I know technically it's Wednesday, but I had a thought that came to my head. I thought, maybe see how you guys take it on YouTube, and I know that it actually does make sense with like, oh, I haven't done this video segment in a while because I've done other videos, and it's been pushed to the back burner and other things like that. That's actually part of this video, not just a head fake. So this is something that I've thought about for a few days at this point when doing YouTube videos. Not like every day I do YouTube videos and I have this thought, but like in the background of like trying to plan ahead of what YouTube videos I would want to make. This is something that came up, and I thought maybe I'd share it with you guys, see how it goes, and see what you think about it. I'm just recording this now, so I apologize if I'm not articulating it correctly. But this is something I wanted to just send out there, see what the reception is. There's a lot of LEGO fans in the community, and it's great to interact with all different kinds of them, and there's something that everybody has to bring to the table. There's definitely a new perspective with each person. Some may be very close to each other, but still have their own branching path with a given subject or theme or whatever. And I'm much like that. There are definitely people I click with, no pun intended, between, certain themes or certain LEGO things, whatever it may be, even outside of LEGO, if it's video games or whatever. And that got me wondering, what if, and like a lot of these people, we're all trying to have our own channels and we're all trying to do our own things and have something that we can share with the rest of the community, but it's a lot to take in. From one person to another, it's just like, you try to keep up with everybody. Personally, I try to keep up with everybody, but it either doesn't all come in through notifications, even ringing the bell and all that stuff. The YouTube doesn't always have a good system with that. But also just the number of things, like, some people put out more things regularly than other people, or more regularly than other people, whether it's, 2 things a day, or 1 thing on 2 channels, or whatever it may be, and I've done the same thing. So I am definitely understand from both sides of this, as a viewer and as a creator. And I just got to thinking, what if, and I'm not saying I want to force this on anybody, but just kind of throwing this out there as an idea. What if everybody had one thing that they wanted to specialize in or hone in on, and not to do it regularly, but to do it sort of regularly. Not like every day or something like that, but rather, 2 or 3 times a week. Something that will be a little bit more balanced, something that will be easier for everybody to be a part of, so that things don't get skipped over. Everyone will have something to contribute to it. I felt a couple of times when watching other people's videos, I sometimes did a video on it already. So I really had nothing to contribute in the comments because I already did a video about it. And it's like, I could see that happening in the other perspective, where somebody might make a video based on somebody else's idea, or something that they talked about, and it's like, oh, instead of writing a comment for it, I'll do it as like a sort of video response sort of thing. And sometimes it happens with like the video bats or whatever. I've done 1 or 2 before where I talked about like a bunch of different LEGO play features that I like and I thought were unique, and I posed a question to anybody, but I know Brickstar made a video about that, and there's no problem with doing that, but it's just like, the interaction is kind of unsteady, because it's like, do I make a video for it? Do I write a comment about it? Do I do both? I've done that a few times, doing both. And again, it's about the volume of stuff, like from everybody coming in. And I know that you could choose who to subscribe to, what you want to see from a certain channel. You don't have to click on everybody's video as soon as it comes out, or even a later time. There are a bunch of things that I've skipped over, from people that I've subscribed to, not just in the LEGO community, but just in YouTube in general. So I just wanted to throw that idea out there. I'm not saying I'm going to do this myself, or at least I'm not going to do it immediately, but just something that I thought about. Like, and as a creator, this might be easier because I have dozens of ideas, and they've all been pushed back in some way, shape, or form. Some of them do break through, but then other ones just like, bam, this idea just came up. It seems like a good time to do it, and then it gets out there. I mean, even today, I'm imagining that 3 videos will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. You'll probably see one of those, but at least this one is the first one of them. I tried to push you guys back a little bit so you get this out first. But that is something I just kind of thought about, was like, okay, yeah, 3 videos in one day, that's excessive. Doing a video a day, that's a lot to take care of, but some people are up for that, like in terms of watching it, but others that are making it might not be up for it. So I don't know. I'm just tossing around ideas. I just wanted to see how this would go. And just wanted to hear what your feedback was. Do you feel like that there's a lot to take in? And not that it's a bad thing to take in a lot from the YouTube community, but like, imagine if everybody did one thing that made them stand out from everyone else. Or like, if it's like, let's say 2 people want to do superheroes things. They could do it in different ways. They could do it about the sets, they could do it about the figures, or they could do their own thing. Mocks are very creative. That's something that I feel we should really emphasize a little bit more in the community, and I do see a lot of people who do make mocks, but it always like goes under the radar. It's a very unique way of expressing yourself in the community, because it's your idea of how the pieces go together and what you're building, what style and color. It's great. And I would love to do more mocks myself. I've done a couple before, but I still have to update them, but I haven't had the time to put into that. Even with my channel, I've branched it to a whole bunch of things. And I like having the diversity with it, just so I don't feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over. But each of those things has a lot of things to cover. And trying to do them in a decent manner doesn't always work. Trying to do Maniac for toys, Maniac for road trips, Maniac for bricks, and Maniac for games, those are already 4 things. And then each of those things sometimes branch into several other things. Yes, Maniac for Road Trips, in case you didn't know, is basically the Closed and Abandoned series, just renaming it for convenience. Because I feel like everywhere I go, it doesn't have to be a closed or abandoned place. It's just a place I want to visit. And this is just a documentation on it. Just an experience and observations sort of thing. I actually do want to update that with Maniac for Road Trips, where I actually have a little more information about the thing itself before I get into the in-person experience about it. I think that would be very cool. So that way, there's something informational to walk away from the video. Sometimes I don't have all the information when I go there, and I only find out more afterwards. So I do have some coming up which are going to have that in vain, but we'll have to wait and see how the style goes. And if I want to actually do that compared to all the other things. And like, I feel like I'm always shuffling between multiple things I want to do, and I can't find the right balance between them. Or, I feel like one thing just like takes over and doesn't give the other things a chance, Like, I talked with somebody recently about video games, and I've mentioned that I had a YouTube channel, but if you look at my channel, when it comes to video games, I haven't done that much. And not even just talking about Let's Plays, but like as a, video game centric videos, there's only a handful I can claim to. That's outside of a haul video or something, where I purchase video games, or, there's sometimes I show a video game collection, but that's once in a blue moon, that sort of thing. Like, I'm trying to find a way to balance all of my interests and all still make them enjoyable and not overwhelm myself and the viewers. So let me hear your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm going to go eat lunch, and I'll talk to you guys later. I do have another announcement today about this upcoming weekend with a convention, but I'll have more details then, so stay tuned. I may have a third video today because I've been pushing it back for a bit, but now I have some time, and I just might be able to get out the Nerf Collection video.